Hello friends, welcome to episode 248 of my chair tier list series. You guys know the gist by now. We're gonna rate these chairs from S to F. We got a good lineup today, boys, so we're just gonna jump right in. First up, we got the basic wooden chair. This one's fine. There's a standard chair. I feel like this is like the bare minimum of what comes to mind when someone thinks of the word chair. It's got the support beams on the bottom and back. Make sure you don't fall backwards unlike some other chairs on this list. I'm not gonna name them yet. I feel like everyone has like a very tiny one of these in like their house somewhere. Like no one ever uses it or anything because it's like way too small, but it's always just in someone's garage or basement or something. From like their grandma from like 50 years ago or something. Pretty mid chair, I'm not gonna lie, but it does the job. It's functional, so I'm gonna put it right in B tier, just like always. Next up, we have the office chair. Oh, now we're getting somewhere. This model is actually the exact one I am, and the exact one I'm sitting in right now. It's very comfortable. It's functional. You could sit on it for extended amounts of time and never get butthurt. Also looks nice. It looks like I'm like a CEO of a really harmful corporation. You would not believe the kind of carbon emissions I could sign off on while in this chair. This chair makes me feel powerful and important. This is going straight in the A tier, baby. Now we've got the school desk chair. Oh, we might have our first S here. Like, yes, school sucks, but this is one of like the very few good things about it. But mostly because of the superb back cracks you could pull off on this thing. Just simply leaning back on this thing gets it like right in like the perfect spot right on your back to where if you just put like a little bit of pressure on it, it's like bubble wrap. It's amazing. It also has like a neat little cubby you could put all your book in. I only had like one. So this absolutely superb desk chair thingy goes in S, straight into S. This is the best one so far. Let's go. And then in the context of school, we go from the top all the way to the bottom with the stool chair. These sort of stools are in varying heights and they come in like all kinds of like science and art classes. And you know what? This might be a controversial opinion. These things suck. There's no back support, and more often than not, all other classmates have already gotten all the nice tall ones, so you're stuck with the little one, the littlest boy in class. That was me. Plus, they're just uncomfortable to sit on no matter the height. Like the top of them are just like cork board. It's not even like straight wood. It's just very uncomfortable to sit on for like hour-long classes. This chair is the bane of my existence. It is going in the D tier. Next up, we have, I guess this would be like a lawn chair. This one, I don't think anyone really likes these that much. They're just like the convenient thing to buy. Like you could probably get this for like, hold on. One chair. Yeah, you could buy these for like 16 bucks a piece. They're super cheap. Apparently you could get really pristine ones with cup holders for $55, which is all sorts of useless. But yeah, no one really likes these. They get these out of necessity or if you have $55 laying around apparently. And they're never not dirty too. Like if you just leave this out on the lawn like what you would do with a lawn chair, nature is going to ravage its body. There will always be a puddle like right where your ass goes. And if you miss it and sit down in it, you will be the biggest loser at the family get-together. These things do the job, but they're just unremarkable in every way. C tier. Next up, we have another common school chair. These plastic and metal chairs. I also hate these. These things are fine, but they actively try to kill you. Like in school, you can never escape static electricity, and these things for some reason are a hotspot for that kind of thing. Every time you're touching these things, you're getting zapped. It is one of the most stressful experiences to not be able to trust your chair. This one scares me. C tier. Next up, we got the foldable lawn chair or beach chair. The anywhere chair. You can take this anywhere. It like condenses into this nice little rod of chair and you can take it anywhere and just plop it out. This thing is of the utmost convenience and it's actually still pretty comfortable and convenient. You got little cup holders in each side. Everyone who even thinks of the concept of camping has like 3 of these. This is a pretty good chair. B tier. Oh, now we're getting somewhere. The entertainment enjoyment chair. It's like a cushioned chair with like a recliner and cup holders. And I think that's like a pocket for like TV guides or magazines or something in the side, which is not necessary. But this one's good. It looks comfortable as hell. Like it's got the recliner, it's got the pocket, and it's got a nice cup holder for your favorite nice cold glass of piss. This chair is going in A tier. Next up, this one is basically like the better version of the fold-out chair. It's another fold fold-out chair, but it's mainly made of metal, really nice material that you sit on, and also has this pull-out tray in the side. You are living like Larry when sitting in this chair. This is a good one. More often than not, you have like 3 of these ones and like 1 of these, so it's always a competition to who can get the good one first, and then it's a trial to keep it for the entire trip. This one is pure comfort in the desolation of the wilderness, and this is going in S tier. Next up is the hammock. This one's overrated. I don't trust the trees to keep me from falling on my ass when I'm asleep, or just looking at my phone and appreciating the wilderness or something. It just feels like you're perpetually falling in one of these. You're suspended above the air while you're trying to relax. That's not comforting. This one's overrated as hell, B tier. Now we got another bare minimum chair. This is the standard beach chair, and yeah, this does the job. Like, congratulations, you have a chair to sit on at the beach. That's like the most you could say about this one. You mainly see this one at the beach. I hate the beach, I hate sand, D tier. And here we have this like suspension chair. I just call it the sack. This one, much like the hammock, it gives me extreme anxiety. Like, again, like that is all of your body weight depending on that one little chain at the top. Like, I would not be able to be comfortable in this chair. Like, the entire time I would be just so anxious of just like that little chain breaking and you just experiencing a miniature jump scare falling to the ground. Like, for a split second, I think I was falling into the backrooms. The sack is going in D tier. Oh, now we got royalty. These unnecessarily fancy chairs you find at like a relative's really big house. These ones are fancy. You know, they got like silhouettes of like people on the back for some reason, and it's really uncomfortable to like stick your back onto these like wooden sculptures, but they sure do look really nice, so B tier. And now we have the beanbag. Unpopular opinion, I do not like these things. I don't understand the thought of like convenience with these, because like you're never in like a position you want to be, because you're not in control when you're sitting in a beanbag chair. You jump into the beanbag chair and it tells you which way you're sitting. Like, you cannot get comfortable enough to like be able to go on your phone or like watch a TV show. You're always gonna be like angled too far upwards to be able to enjoy either of those things. At most, this is good for just like conversation without eye contact. C tier. Then I found this chair, which appears to be like an office chair of some kind. This looks functional. This looks probably comfortable, but this is the most boring thing I have ever seen. You do not look like a businessman. You don't look comfortable while sitting in this. You just look like a guy sitting in a chair. D tier. Next up, we have the pool chairs. Everyone's gotten really stuck to these. Everyone, when they were like a kid, were sitting on these chairs and like putting their hands through the little straps in the chair and like pretending you got stuck, or maybe that was just me. But like, you sit on these for an extended period of time, you are peeling yourself off of it. Also, these like are perpetually hot. Like, you cannot comfortably sit on this without like a towel at times. Like, if it's a hot summer day and you're at a pool, you're not sitting on these without protection. C tier. Now we're getting somewhere. We are upgrading the beanbag. We have gone from beanbag to enormous beanbag. This is good. This looks comfortable. This could replace my bed. If I could just have a beanbag as a bed, I would totally do it. Like, you're not meant to watch TV or go on your phone while in your bed. You just sleep in it. This is perfect, dude. Lying in a big beanbag as your bed and just sleeping in it, it would be great. I love what this says about humanity. We made a chair specifically designed for you to be as lazy as possible, and now we've designed a bigger version of that so you can be more lazy. A tier. Next up, we have the gamer chair. Gaming chairs are a lie. They aren't actually comfortable. They're just made to look neat. Like, this one apparently wants you to feel like the Joker while sitting in it. I don't get the appeal. Like, these gamer chairs are just made to be cool looking, not comfortable at all. Your back will feel like shit while gaming in these, cranking out 390s in Fortnite or whatever. This is going in the D tier. Next up, we have the baby high chair. I don't have like a whole lot of thoughts on these. I can barely remember the last time I sat in one of those, but they look pretty comfy. And as far as I can tell, it's pretty hit or miss with the babies. Like, every time I see a baby sitting in one of these, they're either really happy with themselves or crying very hard despite the food they're eating. This one's fine. This is going in B tier. Next up, we got the SpongeBob SquarePants entertainment chair. This one speaks to me. Like, I feel like is that your back goes towards SpongeBob's face and onto his eye so he could peer into your soul and judge you for your sins. This chair calls to me on a regular basis. A tier. Is that really construction happening right as I'm doing my chair tier list? We're gonna ignore the construction going on right now, and we're gonna move on to the restaurant booth chair. These, oh, you are lucky if you get one of these. Like, every time you go into a restaurant and they take you to the booth, you just feel really lucky about your life. Like, there are like 10 of these and like 5 people in the restaurant, but you still feel good about yourself for getting the booth. Not to mention, they're just really comfortable when you're messing up a date. A tier. Next up, we have the Ronald McDonald chair, in which they have a statue of Ronald McDonald just, you know, sitting there waiting to cuddle up with you. I feel like the idea of this is pretty nice. You get to, you know, sit with Ronald, feel the embrace of a man. But at the end of the day, this just screams anti-homelessness architecture, so this is going in F. Next up, we have the orb. This one makes me claustrophobic. Like, you're going into the sphere, like, with the walls padded out, so you can only see what's, like, directly in front of you. You cannot see behind you when you're in this chair. Even in a normal chair, you could, like, crane and look behind you and see what's going on behind you. This one, you cannot. You are trapped in this chair if you're prepared to do anything but sitting. D tier. Here we have the car seat. All right, now we're getting into the pristine stuff. This one's just nice. This one just feels nice. Like, it's specifically, like, literally legally required to be as comfortable as possible so you could focus on driving. Sometimes they have heaters for the winter, and they even got these what's it called? Seat belts. They even got seat belts to be able to, like, really strap you in to make sure you're having the most comfortable experience and not dying. This one's going in the A tier. Next up, we have the barrel. I'm told that Vikings commonly sit on this when they're drinking their beer with their homies. This one has a very rustic kind of feel to it, which is nice, but I feel like the splinters would be far too much. C tier. Next up, we have the throne. Royalty, baby. I sit upon this throne as a monarch. I look down upon my citizens with the utmost of comfort. I topple entire empires in this chair. A tier. Oh, God. Oh, it was too much. Next, we have this chair, which for some reason gives me anxiety. I don't know what the point of this one is, but it looks like Hero made these with his mind. B tier. And next up, we all knew this was coming. We've all been waiting for this moment. The pooper. This one, this is a pretty good chair. It's comfortable, and I find myself coming back to this one like most during the day, more than any others. The pooper is functional, it's necessary, it's comfortable, and it's familiar. The design of the pooper hasn't needed to change within the last, like, what, 50 years? It is a timeless piece of ceramic art. The pooper is going in A tier. Next up, we have the inflatable Jar Binks chair. Now, this one is kind of similar to the Ronald McDonald one, but far more uncomfortable. You know, you're made to be sitting on Jar Binks' lap. I'm not sure why anyone would want this. He's a weird fish alien thing. Just look at him. He probably smells bad. Like, if we're being realistic, he's basically a fish man. He would smell pretty bad. This one's going in D tier. Next up, we have the bone throne. This one's cool. It's like themed around skeletons, but it has like a cushioned center, but also it's like a rocking chair. This is what would happen if Satan were a grandma. A tier. And here we have Chariel, the beloved living room chair. This one's good. It looks comfortable. You can only tell so much by it from the pixel art. Toriel sits in it most of the time, and she's delightful, so it would only make sense that her chair is delightful to boot. A tier. Next up, we have the Colonel Sanders chair, and again with the character chairs, this one the most disconcerting of them all. Like, this is much less anti-homeless than the Ronald chair, but I feel like it's done in a way that overall makes it worse. And then once again, it relates to the Jar chair, where you're sitting on Colonel Sanders' elongated lap. This one makes me uncomfortable, but it would be fine to sit in B tier. I think there is actually someone using a chainsaw in, like, the house next to me right now, so... Next up, we have the inflatable Blue's Clues thinking chairs. Now, believe it or not, this is where I sit to write all of my videos. The wisdom and intellectual knowledge that emanates from this chair is just astronomical. I get all of my best ideas when I'm in this chair. It is the ideal chair. It lives up to the name, S tier. Next, we have the... Next up, we have the exotic, not satanic chair. This one is interesting. I'm not gonna elaborate on this one out of pure fear. C tier. Next up, we have the horse. This is a really good chair. It's pretty comfortable on the back. It's like you're, you know, with a friend the entire time, and it takes you to places you want to go while also forging a lifelong friendship. S tier. Then we have the Garfield chair. You know, in the trend of character chairs we've had so much during this tier list, I feel like this one is the best. It's not intrusive, you're not sitting on someone's lap or anything, and it's not anti-homeless. This is just a really comfy looking orange chair with Garfield's face on the back. I think we finally found the victor in character themed chairs. This one's going to S. And then we have the astronaut training chair. The amount of G's you can achieve on this chair are just not relaxing. This chair has a job to get done, and that job is putting you through an intense amount of drama. A tier. And lastly, finally, we have the Minion dental chair. It's my only choice. So thank you again for coming to today's chair tier list. Next episode, we'll be going over all different breeds of camels and seeing how they work as sitting devices. See you chair time!